How will I know if you like Whitney Houston? You clicked on this video about her biopic. Sorry, that was bad. Anyway, I Want to Dance with Somebody is pretty loyal to history, but there are some key differences. Perhaps one of the most important scenes in the movie is the one that takes place at the club called Sweetwaters when Clive Davis discovers Whitney Houston. It's true that like in the movie, Whitney Houston was a backup dancer for her mom, Cissy Houston. So you know how in the movie Cissy sees Clive Davis in the crowd and fakes laryngitis so Whitney has to open the show just so that he can hear her sing?
My voice is gone. What? You start the show tonight.
It's a sweet gesture on her mother's part, but that's actually not what happened. Whitney's mother did trick her into doing a show once, but it wasn't at Sweetwaters and it wasn't in front of Clive Davis. It was at Michael's, a jazz club in New York City. And the night Clive Davis saw Whitney perform at Sweetwaters, Whitney was already scheduled to perform 2 songs in the middle of Cissy's act. Home from The Wiz, and the song we hear in the movie, The Greatest Love of All. It was a stellar performance, but it's got some serious competition with another one that we'll be talking about a little bit later. This change could have been made to combine the 2 stories and show more about Whitney's relationship with her mother. It could have also been done because waiting for the middle of Cissy's act would have added unnecessary time to the already 2.5-hour long biopic. It's a pivotal moment in Whitney's life though, so of course it had to make it into the movie and it had to be incredible. And it is. In the biopic, Whitney is excited to be playing Kevin Costner's love interest in The Bodyguard. Like, she's really excited about it. She wasn't even gonna take the movie on until she found out Kevin Costner was playing the bodyguard himself, and he also asked for Whitney specifically. She is so real for that.
You had talent.
Also in the movie, Whitney Houston's producer, Clive Davis, tells her that her powerhouse voice isn't being showcased enough in The Bodyguard, which, let's be real, it wasn't. He tells her that Costner suggested that she remake the Dolly Parton song, I Will Always Love You, and hands her a cassette player to listen to Dolly's version. It's true that Kevin Costner is the reason we have Whitney's iconic cover of I Will Always Love You, but Clive Davis isn't the only one who played the song for Whitney. In real history, Kevin Costner is the one that played her the song, and he didn't play her Dolly's original version. He played her Linda Ronstadt's version from 1975. This change could have been made because the film focused more on Whitney's relationship with Clive Davis than her relationship with her co-star for the film. Or hey, it could have just been so they didn't have to cast a Kevin Costner lookalike. Either way, we're just glad that Costner gets credit for that baller idea, which you have to admit, he really made history with that one. They couldn't make a Whitney Houston biopic without Robyn Crawford. In the biopic, Whitney meets Robyn at a park. Robyn comes up to her and it's honestly a pretty flirty exchange, which like, even before Whitney became the Whitney Houston, she was still beautiful and talented and wonderful. So I think we can all agree when I say, go Robyn. This quick introduction was probably done to devote more time to their relationship and Whitney's career, because in real life, Whitney met Robyn when they were both camp counselors at East Orange, New Jersey summer camp in 1980. Make no mistake though, their introduction was less flirty, but their relationship was still as gay as the day long. They denied rumors at the time, but since Whitney has passed, Robyn revealed in her memoir that yeah, they were together, girlfriends for a while. Bobby Brown also revealed in his memoir that Whitney was bisexual, and her relationship with Robyn was just that, a real relationship. The rise of Whitney's career made it difficult though. She was worried about public reactions, and just like she said in the movie, she wanted kids one day and was afraid that living like that would mean that they went to hell, which makes sense when you consider Whitney's religious upbringing. God, Whitney's career would have been so different if her peak stardom took place today. When you think of Whitney Houston's career, one of the first things you picture is her in that awesome outfit singing the national anthem at the 1991 Super Bowl. And you should, it was a hell of a performance. In the film, Whitney turns away frilly dresses to wear her iconic white outfit and look like herself for once. That's real. That happened, although part of the deciding factor was also the weather. According to Robyn Crawford's memoir, apparently it was cold in February in Tampa, Florida. Whitney also insisted that in the film that the Star-Spangled Banner be slowed down, despite the fact that the NFL probably wouldn't want to spend more time than necessary on the song. That's real. Whitney slowed down the arrangement with her vocal arranger, Ricky Minor, and her bassist arranger, John L. Clayton. We all agree, right? That was the best decision ever. But in the film, Whitney steps out and perfectly belts out the most discussed Star-Spangled Banner performance of all time. Make no mistake, Whitney did that in real life too, but she did it differently. The song was pre-recorded in Los Angeles. I know, we really don't want to crush your dreams here, but this is also partially your fault for clicking on the video. So let's both share the blame here. Can we do that? Can we? half and half. The good thing though is that Whitney's pre-recording was done in one take. So yeah, she didn't sing it at the Super Bowl, but that's her authentic one-round performance, and it's awesome. It goes without saying that this movie handles the story of Whitney's drug use with class and respect. They don't sugarcoat it, but they don't demonize her for it either. She was a victim of addiction in real life, and that's what we see on screen. But in the film, the closest thing we see to an intervention for Whitney is Clive Davis sitting her down and telling her that she needs to get help. She does end up going to rehab, but we only see that happen once. In real life, it's very likely that the conversation between Clive and Whitney happened, but Whitney's mother, Sissy, also held an intervention for her in 1999. She was stoned when she got there and eventually agreed to go to treatment. But her father said she didn't have to go, so she didn't. Later, after his passing, she did go to rehab several times over the years, but the habits never stuck and unfortunately led to the tragic ending we know for both Whitney and the film. Since this was the first biopic that was actually approved by Whitney's estate, so much of it was true to history. But what do you think about the changes? Do they work? Should anything be different? Let us know in the comments below.